Hi friends, my name's Dan Decker, and I'm an instructor with Guitars in the Classroom. Here we are, Guitars and Ukes in the Classroom. I've been with Guitars and Ukes in the Classroom, we call it GITC, for about 6 years, and I've been an instructor for about the last 5 years. I'm a 35-year teacher, just about to retire. I'm a little bit excited about that. But I've been working at San Miguel School in Lemon Grove for the last 30 years, and so this is a tough time of year for me as I end the school year with my students. But I'm very blessed to be with Guitars in the Classroom. I'm a professional musician on the side, both singer and guitarist and ukulele player. And when I got involved with GITC about 6 years ago, I wasn't sure what they could offer me because I already knew how to play guitar. I was already singing and playing with my students and doing songwriting and all kinds of fun stuff. But I took a summer intensive with Jessica Barron at Liberty Station with a number of my other teacher friends, and I discovered how GITC uses the open tuning method to teach teachers and students how to play guitar and ukulele in a very accessible way, and it just opened everything up for me. And so I've been a big fan and participant with GITC ever since. In GITC we have a number of different levels. We start out at beginners. Okay, that's absolute beginners. You don't have to have any musical experience or anything. Then after we go through the 8-week beginners class, we have a beginners plus, where we take the things we've learned at beginners and we move on from there. Okay, we add more chords, more strum patterns, more songwriting, that kind of thing. Then after beginners plus, we have strummers, which is where teachers who really got an affinity with open tuning can transition to standard tuning, which is what most of the rest of the world plays for ukulele and guitar. And then we have Strummers Plus, which is just more of the same and doing more in standard tuning. We're going to focus today on our Beginners Plus curriculum. In the Beginners Plus curriculum, we learn in open tuning on ukulele the C chord, the F chord, the G7 chord, and the A minor chord. Okay? And what I'd like to do is show you those chords and how they're shaped and formed. And here we can see in the upper left-hand side the open C. No fingers are down. Okay, so we're tuned to open C in ukulele. So instead of my dog has fleas, it's my dog has my. The first string and the fourth string are the same. So when we strum our open C, no fingers are down. Very good. Right next to the C, we have the G7 chord, where we put the first finger on the second string, first fret, and the second finger on the third string, second fret, right next to each other. And this is our G7. Very good. Now, skipping down to the lower left-hand side, you see the easy F. To make the easy F, we just take that second finger and we move it up to the fourth string, second fret, and there's our easy F. Okay, and then on the bottom right hand side we have our A minor, which is the chord that we introduce in Beginners Plus that gives you access to a lot more songs. To make the A minor, you can go a couple different ways. You can just move your pointer finger, your first finger, down to the first string, second fret, and then put your second finger on the fourth string, second fret. But if that's uncomfortable for you, you can turn it around and put the opposite fingers there to make A minor, whichever's more comfortable. Okay? So the chords we're doing are C, G7, F, and A minor. All right, so if you've got your ukulele with you, I'm going to call out those chords with you. Try them with me, okay? We're going to do 8 strums of each one, and I'll call out the chords. Practice changing those chords with me. Here we go. 1, 2, let's start on C. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's go to F. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go to G7. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's go back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's go to A minor. It's a big one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's go back to G7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to C. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Fantastic, friends. So thanks for trying to keep up with me on that. It's a lot of fun. And Beginners Plus, we just go right to it. The strum we were just doing is called the down strum, and that's just a 4/4 beat. So if we were to beat that out with our hands, put your hands on your knees, and let's beat that out. 1, 2, beat it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and rest. Now, to strum that, we use our thumb or your pointer finger turning the nail going down, or you can use Hawaiian style, all your fingernails going down, whichever is more comfortable for you. And we strum down to the beat, that 4/4 beat. 4 notes in a measure, 4 beats in a measure, quarter note gets 1 beat if you're getting into musical theory. But we just do that 4 count and we strum it rhythmically. I'll count you in. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. Good. That's our down strum. The other strum that we learn after that is the down up strum. So instead of beating 1, 2, 3, 4, the down up is twice as fast. It's 1 and 2 and 3, and try it with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the down up strum is done with your fingernail or your thumb, and we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's a great strum for lots of different songs. But the strum I'm going to teach you today that we're going to use with the song we're going to do in just a moment is called the shuffle strum. Sometimes it's called the Hawaiian shuffle because this is the kind of strum that's used with lots of traditional Hawaiian songs and songs that come from Hawaii. Okay? So this is one that emphasizes a long down strum with a short up strum. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So your countdown is long with a short and. Try it with me. 1 and 2 and ready, let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Very good. Rest there. So the way it works on the ukulele with shuffle strum is you're going down on the 1, and it's a long note, and a quick up, and then down on the 2. So watch this. I'm going to count it out and then play it for you, just on open C. 1 and 2 and ready and listen. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, 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 down. So that's our shuffle strum. So you've got the idea. Now we can make it a little bit faster to different songs. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Takes a little bit of practice, but you can get it pretty quickly. Okay? All right. Well, the song that I'd like to teach you is one you're probably familiar with already. We're going to use the shuffle strum, and we're going to use a lot of the chords that we've just been doing, okay? The song is This Little Light of Mine. So let me sing the whole thing for you first so you just get an idea and familiarize yourself with it. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You're probably familiar with that. We know it appeared in the Methodist hymnal in the 1800s, but it was used extensively for the civil rights movement, and they changed the lyrics to represent whatever they were fighting against. Against all this injustice, I'm going to let it shine, and they hand motions, this little light of mine. And so this is a great song to talk about your feelings, talk about the things you're upset about, and how you're going to stand your ground. I'm going to let it shine, this little light of mine, no matter what oppression I might be facing, okay? So let's see here. This little light of mine, I'm going to go ahead and teach you this song as if you don't know it by starting off chanting the lyrics. We use call and response to chant the lyrics. I'm going to chant the first line, then you'll chant it back to me, and the second line, and then we'll put them together, okay? So I'm going to keep my rhythm while I'm doing it. Now I won't keep the shuffle rhythm here. I'll just keep a steady beat, but we'll play the shuffle rhythm when we play the song. So here we go. 1, 2, listen first. This little light of mine, say it with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Say it with me. I'm gonna let it shine. Now put it together. Here we go. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Now we do that 3 times, that whole line, and then the last part goes, listen, 1, 2. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now sing that with me. Chant that with me. Here we go. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, are you ready to chant the whole thing now? Here we go. 1, 2, chant with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And rest. Good job, friends. Well, now I would teach the melody. And so I'm going to use a relative pitch, showing a higher pitch with my higher hand, lower pitches with my lower hand, to teach the melody for the song. So I'm going to get my pitch correct on my ukulele first. This. Okay, so I'll do each line, the melody, and you can do it with me. Here we go. Listen to the first part. This little light of mine. Sing that with me. This little light of mine. Here's the second part. I'm gonna let it shine. Sing that with me. I'm gonna let it shine. Now let's put it all together. 1, 2, ready, sing. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Now listen to the next line. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Sing that with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then now the next line is just like the first one. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And the last line goes, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, can we put it all together? Start at the beginning. I'll count you in. 1, 2, ready, sing. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Excellent, my friends. Now, let's go ahead and do it with the ukulele. I'll play it with you and we'll sing it together. Ooh, I went a little sharp there. Our first note is first string this. I'll count you in. Let's sing it together with that shuffle strum. 1, 2, ready, sing. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Fantastic, friends. Good job. Well, now we're going to do a little songwriting using this little light of mine, and we're going to talk about how that song can be used for different purposes in the classroom. I'm also going to switch to guitar. So on guitar, the wonderful thing about guitars in the classroom and using that open tuning method is on the guitar, you're going to be using the same chord shapes we learned on ukulele. We just have these first 2 extra strings, the big ones down here, okay? But all our chords are the same up here, and it's wonderful. But instead of our open chord being C in guitar, it's a G. Ooh, isn't that a different sound? So different songs lend themselves to guitar or ukulele. But if, just in case you want to play guitar, but you want to play with ukuleles, you can take a capo and you can clip a capo up on the 5th fret, and now you're in C, okay? And you can play along with ukuleles. But for today, we're going to do this little light of mine in open G on guitar, because it's a good key to sing. And we also want to show the diversity of being able to play ukulele and guitar. We usually introduce guitar during Beginners Plus classes on the 4th week. So here we go. My shuffle strum in G. Now I'm going to show you the music for this one, so if you've got a guitar, you could play along. So our chart shows us the time signature is 4/4. Our strum is shuffle strum. Our tempo is bouncy. Well, shuffle strum kind of lends itself to bouncy. That's a great thing. All right. And our first singing note is the 1st string open. This. All right. So I'm going to sing it through for you, and you feel free to follow along. We've already done it in ukulele. This is a little bit different key. I'm going to start my shuffle strum on guitar in open G. 1, 2, ready, sing. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Very good. Now let's sing the next verse, which comes from the hymn, and this comes right from the Bible verse. Don't hide your light under a bushel. Hide it under a bushel? No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let's sing that together. On this one hide. 1, 2, ready, sing. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, thanks for singing with me, friends. That's great. Here's a song that was written to the tune of This Little Light of Mine that reinforces the idea that students should take care of their body. And if they do, their body's going to take care of that. When I take care of my body, it takes care of me. Try that with me. 1, 2, ready, sing. When I take care of my body, it takes care of me. When I take care of my body, it takes care of me. When I take care of my body, it takes care of me. And I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel fine. Isn't that great? So this is a song that students can sing and learn that reminds them to take care of themselves, to listen to the signals their body is giving them so they can, have a better life and feel better. Now, we can also use this as a songwriting tool for students, okay? So this next blank is a substitution songwriting. So the students can substitute words to learn and reinforce different coping strategies when they're having different feelings, that they're not feeling good. So when I'm feeling blank, I know I need to blank. Okay, so there's 3 different things here. So you could do it a couple different ways. You could reinforce the same idea 3 times, or you could come with 3 different ideas. So I went ahead and filled this one out for you already with some ideas that we've used with our students in our Maze program already. About when they're feeling stressed, when they're feeling overwhelmed, when they're feeling anxious. So let's take a look at that. So the first verse is, when I'm feeling stressed, I know I need to breathe. Stop and take a big breath if you're feeling stressed out. Second verse, when I'm feeling tense, I know I need to stretch. Sometimes when we're focused and we're on our computer, we need to stretch, okay? When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I need to take a break. And don't we all need to do that regular? And then the last line, and I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel fine. So that breathing, stretching, take a break, these are all strategies that we use with students with special needs to help them deal when they're feeling stressed or tense or overwhelmed. And we put them into the song, so when someone's starting to feel that way in a class. Instead of saying, you're feeling stressed, you need to breathe, you just start singing the song. And the kids know it already, and it's a reminder, and it's something they can use once they learn the song in any situation, whether they're at home or whether they're out in the world with their family. So this is a great song. So let's try it. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, sing. When I'm feeling stressed, I know I need to breathe. When I'm feeling tense, I know I need to stretch. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I know I need to take a break. And I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel fine. Do that with me one more time. When I'm feeling stressed, I know I need to breathe. When I'm feeling tense, I know I need to stretch. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I know I need to take a break. And I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel fine. Do that one more time, that last line. And I feel fine, I feel fine, I feel fine. Oh, friends, isn't that great? I appreciate your time and your attention today as we went through and talked about what Guitars in the Classroom does in the world. We've had a big transition lately from teaching live classes to teaching online classes because of the COVID-19 situation, but we've just done it's been wonderful, the transition, and teachers have taken to it, and they're also using those strategies to work with their own students online and incorporating music as well with them. And so it's been a real blessing. I'd also like you to consider, if you're a teacher or someone who works with students, you don't necessarily have to be a teacher. We've had custodians, principals, school psychologists, speech therapists, all different kinds of folks have taken Guitars in the Classroom courses and have used music with their students to help in their education. I'd like to encourage you to go on to our website, again, guitarsintheclassroom.org, and check us out and sign up for a class. We're having classes open up this summer, and we'll have classes next year in the fall at all different levels. We have a total beginners class, a beginners class, beginners plus, and strummers and strummers plus. But I recommend, even if you're a player already like me, start with a beginners class because you really get introduced to the open tuning method. Again, thank you so much for your time and your attention. I'm Dan Decker, and I retire in 5 days. Yeehaw! Thanks for your time and attention again, friends, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.